increasingly on this program, at all of the dinners I'm going to, there is a big battle to get in earlier. Actually, sometimes founders don't really have a fully baked idea. And reading your notes and the thesis, but also being a subscriber to Tasting Notes, Uncork's newsletter, that's kind of where the focus is right now.
Absolutely. So here at Uncork, we are focused on seed investing. So we typically write the first institutional check into a company. We are really excited about what we're seeing in AI, and we back founders with a deep belief on a new customer segment or a new company, and we're trying to back the founders that are building the companies that are really going to define this next decade, and virtually all of those have AI as their undercurrent right now.
What is also true is that the scale of the seed round is being redefined. I see seed rounds in the high tens of millions, depending on which sort of corner of the technology market it is. How has that changed things for you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think if you look overall at the seed market, it is true that rounds are getting larger. I think the average in Q1 was over 3 million, up from maybe 2.5 last year. So the large rounds of the tens and 20 millions do make the headlines. Those are not the norm of what we're seeing, though they do occur. I do think it's true that companies and founders are raising a little bit more, reflective of the increased expectations that the Series A investors are placing relative to a couple years ago.
There's what you can do in the field of AI, and then there's what you can do with AI. What is it that you're looking for in a founder right now? Like, people would say, well, I'm an AI adjacent company, or I'm AI, we're native. They might just be using AI to do something else. They might be, not necessarily developing a new technology, so to speak.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think AI is already rapidly shifting from being a sector that you might invest in into encompassing every startup. So whether their core product is AI native, and we do have several of those in our portfolio. Ivo, for example, in the legal contract review, GPT-0 for copy editing. We also have companies that are selling to AI companies, so Tailscale counts companies like Mistral and Perplexity and others amongst their customer set and are emerging as the de facto networking solution for those AI companies. So we are focused on companies that are cognizant that the market is changing right now. And so whether they are building that into their product, whether they're using it in their back office to streamline some of their operations, or whether they're selling to AI customers, it really is everywhere right now.
I invite you to reflect on your music career, but I think largely your career in technology, Stripe, Uber, Twitter, now known as X. Are you more of an operator than traditional finance, and how are you helping the founders that you're backing?
Yeah, absolutely. I leverage my operating career every day. And I will say my background is a mix of product marketing, international expansion. I use the product marketing side far more than I thought. I'm particularly attracted to companies and founders that are largely technical, building AI-enabled applications for engineering, product, and design teams. And they might not have a product marketing or a sales background. And so I help them define who's their ideal customer, how do you reach them, how do you get your first sets of customers, and that's such a critical set of activities to do at the seed stage.
I know a lot of venture capitalists watch this program. Many of you are not operators. You have a finance background. Nothing against any of that. But really interested in the operator side of the story. Where is it that founders are struggling right now? Like, capital is basically commoditized, right? So what is it that they say, like, we really need your help with imminently? Is it hiring, putting operational staff in?
Absolutely. I think it's two main things at the seed stage that we focus on. One is really honing on getting as specific as possible about who your ideal customer is. And that's so critical for the seed stage because you have the large horizontal players, the LLMs, that are trying to be the horizontal layer for everyone. Where seed stage companies and early stage companies can really compete is by focusing on a particular customer segment and owning their workflow end to end. And so we spend a lot of time there, and then helping them identify the right talent that they need to achieve those milestones and reach those customers.